We finally enter the Atlantic and our toughest passage to date. Off the back of the most easterly hurricane in the North Atlantic, we face huge waves, big gusts, ferocious squalls, and not a lot of sleep. At least the dolphins come and play with us.
Well, the journey so far through the strait has been rather uneventful, to put it one way. Nothing like what some of the others have experienced, 40, 45 knot winds. Most we've done is about now 20.5 knots of wind straight off the back. We're pretty much through it. Tarifa's just about starboard bow, so yeah, looks like we've got enough lightly. And those are gentle enough that I can hand steer on a goose swing in 20 knots of wind. So just gives you an idea of how cruisy it's been.
With 2 reefs in the main, just in case.
Yeah.
That's Tarifa behind us, and we are out of the Gibraltar Strait.
That's it, I guess we're in the Atlantic.
Yeehaw! It's all good. As usual, I'll have the first night watch, 9 to midnight. Everything's going well except our Watton Sea is making a bit of a racket, as you can hear. And we think it's because the batteries are fully charged and so it's just spinning. We haven't actually run it before with the batteries fully charged. But it'll come in handy over the next 3 or 4 days, and certainly we'll need charging the batteries. I'm feeling fairly relaxed, actually starting off on this trip out of Strait Gibraltar. I was a little bit nervous about what we'd expect. As Phil said, some others like Barefoot had 47 knots for a while there. But yeah, all good for us, and it was beautiful seeing those dolphins right near the beginning, and then I just relaxed.
Okay, so I guess I spoke too soon. As soon as we got past the headland of Tarifa, the current just shifted and became 2.5 knots against us. That's quite a lot of current. And so what we've got now is quite a nasty little chop with the waves against the current.
Not been my favourite 24 hours on Tranquilo. It's raining, really gusty, smacking into waves. But at least I feel alive. I'm trying to finish my breakfast.
hadn't attacked, if we did it, we would have hit Morocco somewhere around Casablanca. Now I didn't really want to tack into a major cloud system, so once we had quite a significant cloud and then it looked like it cleared up, we tacked straight through. It was perfectly timed because that squall just nipped us, but that was it. Now it looks like we're clear again.
Yeah. Although Casablanca sounds attractive to me right at this moment. Looks like we're going to have this overnight. Again.
Here it comes. Well, that looks to be the worst over for the moment. It got quite nasty last night with squall after squall coming through, and every time it came through, winds picked up from 19, 20 knots all the way through to 25, even 30 knots. So yeah, it got a bit hectic last night. And you can see the worst of it is over for the moment. And then we get hit again tomorrow afternoon when the lows coming through and the winds finally catch up to us. So yeah, at least enjoying this lull for at least 36 to 48 hours. In the meantime, Els catch up on some sleep.
Afternoon of our second full day, and it's finally nice and gentle, very relaxing, very different to last night. So it sort of turned good around the time that Aiden and I saw a beautiful rainbow. But last night was the first time where I really wasn't enjoying being on Tranquilo. It was wind on the nose, so we were tack, 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 and worse than that, the waves were on the nose, so we were slamming into the waves. And I had to zip down to go to the loo, whacked my knee and my pinky finger against the side just as we slammed off a wave. So that was not fun, and I was also sick for the first time. Up till now I've just been feeling a bit seasick. Yeah, and poor Aiden was sick a lot yesterday.
I've vomited 10 times in 2.5 days.
Details. Okay, but yeah, very pleasant now. Back into the groove.
Well, night's falling on our third night. Definitely looks like it's going to be a more relaxed night than the first two. Predicts wind, saying there's not going to be much wind. Waves, as you can see, are dying down. So looking forward to it. I should finally get some sleep.
Well, this is the perfect start to a day. These dolphins have been with us for ages, about 20 minutes. They're the little ones that you find in the Mediterranean and Atlantic. Some of them are smaller than Aden, and just quite different to the bottlenose dolphins we have in Australia, although you also get bottlenose here apparently. And it's just so beautiful to see them having fun riding our bow wave, just in and out of the bow wave. There's probably around a dozen all around the boat. So as always, it's really nice to have company first thing in the morning after a long night at the helm.
I think more dolphins than that.
Maybe more than a dozen.
Just because we're having so much fun doesn't mean that we don't have to do chores. So I'm washing up the dishes. It's pretty rolly down here. So I wash, I put, and then that goes up and down doing laps. Which means that I have to dry quite often or else it goes for a dive. Yeah? Yeah.
Nice surfing, Phil.
Winds around 21, 23 knots, but it's going beautifully.
And it's downwind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel like pulling them?
It's really moving.
Yeah. 19 knots.
Speed 8. And second.
What was that?
24 knots of wind allowed. She's actually pretty comfortable downwind. Very happy. Surfing today. And we are in the home straight. So chart plot is telling us for about 8.5 hours to go. Which will mean we come in probably around 11 PM, but I really don't care at this stage. Better than waiting all the way through the next morning.
Well, we can finally see land. The island of Alegranza. We can't land there. It's a wildlife reserve, mostly a bird sanctuary, and in any case it's got no real shelters. So we are off to the next island south, the most northern inhabited island of the Canaries, La Graciosa. And now we're not going to go into Marina. By all accounts, it's a nightmare to reserve a spot there. We are going to what is supposed to be the delightful Playa Francesca.
Playa.
Playa.
Playa means beach, Phil. And I can't wait to lie on a beach and do nothing at all and just lie on the beach and fall asleep.
What if it's rocky?
I don't care.
It's really strange that the first bit of land that we see after 4 days of crossing across from Gibraltar is this very barren land with absolutely no people on it. Well, we've done it. We're at the island of Graciosa in the Canary Islands. It's taken us 4.5 days to get here. We've battled wind against tides. Coming out of Gibraltar, we've had huge squalls bashing into waves. We've had no wind and motoring. And last but not least, a great downwind sail with 4-meter waves coming up our behinds. Anyway, we made it. That's the main thing.
Hooray.
It's, yeah, we had to drop sails in the night. That wasn't much fun because there's absolutely no moonlight, so it was totally dark and you still had 20-knot wind. So I've done the best, or we've done the best we can. We've wrapped sail ties around just to make sure the wind doesn't blow them out. But yeah, we are here. So all I can do is now have the tiniest of gin and tonics to celebrate, and then we're off to bed. See you all tomorrow.
Good night.
Cheers.
Wow, I've just come up to have a look at it because I have no idea what it looked like before this.
And
Cool.
I wanted to see what it looked like because I was asleep when Mum and Dad were anchoring last night. So Mum covered my eyes and I was walking slowly and Mum said a little bit left, a little bit right. Grab the 2 railings, walk upstairs and then open your eyes.
Wow.
It looks like Mount Etna.
It does look a bit like a mini Mount Etna. Wow.
I saw this place.
Help us inspire others to live their dreams. Please support us on Patreon.